your ball in the trees and then you lip out the putt. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us, 'cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hello, and welcome down to the Rough Cut Golf Podcast, your weekly listen and watch into the world of golf with myself and my two co-hosts today, Kieran and Jacob. How are we, fellas?
Yeah, I'm all right. You all right, Kieran?
It's very, 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 very hot in here. Like really, really hot.
Yeah, it's so our office slash studio is on the top floor of what was, Kieran, now? Do you know?
Yes, I do know. It was the largest cotton mill in the world.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yes,
we found out today.
We found that out today. Unfortunately, the builders of this mill did not have ventilation in mind when they built the place. It is very thick-walled and rather stuffy, especially when the sun is shining down on our tin roof. So today, you may see sweat patches appearing.
Yeah.
However, it also... Yeah, however...
You've both got like wrong T-shirts.
We
for it
have,
as well,
so,
I think.
yeah,
I think I'm just...
I'm going to be good.
I'm not. Maybe I'm not.
I'm going to be good. I'm going to manage. I'm going to control my body temperature through breathing exercises, which Jacob has been teaching me. It's very exciting.
Yeah, it's good.
But it does mean, in a very positive note, that summer is on the way. We are kind of coming out of winter, definitely out of spring, and into those golden sunlit uplands of a British summertime, which probably means you'll hear the rain coming down in a moment, but I'm sure it'll be fine. This week we have some, again, we've had some brilliant trips done, some more incredible content filmed. Jacob, you were here toiling in the office while myself and Kieran went where?
Royal Liverpool.
Yes, we did.
Yeah. You had quite a pleasant evening, I've heard.
It was okay.
Yeah, sunset
not
was
too bad.
it was a very, very, very nice sunset. I've never been like over to that side while the sun's going down, and the sun was like melting into the into the sea. I took some photos on the DSLR, so I'll show them up and put them up here for all the YouTube watchers. But it was like, for me as a photographer, it was quite nice. Well, not a photographer, but whatever I do.
No, all right.
You know what I mean?
I've
never, ever called myself a photographer.
That's the first time I've ever heard you say
I've
that.
never said that.
Wow. You ideas above your station, Kieran.
Yeah, someone who is keen to take photos and
Gets a camera.
Yeah.
Calls himself a photographer.
Does that not make you one, though, I guess?
well, it depends how good you are. When do you class yourself as like a photographer? That is a great question.
Yeah, there must be some, like, within the photographers guild.
Yeah.
There must be
when
like
you
an
can
official
master
level.
like a long exposed like landscape shot, that's when you get called a
You know what it is?
when.
It's when you see that one on Instagram where they do the shot where like the earth stays the same and then the sky spins around it, like that night shot.
A starry night sky.
Yeah. That's got to be it, because like nobody knows how that's done apart from like when you reach bronze.
Yeah,
photographer guild.
that's elite level. That.
Yeah, that's an official
So once
thing.
until you've done that, Kieran, keep that word out your mouth.
Yeah. I do you know? I don't even think I'd know where to start with that.
Well,
I'm
I mean,
just trying to think.
you've got a camera.
Yeah, I don't know if it's got enough battery to last all night.
Hey, listen. Well, if you haven't seen any of Kieran's photos, he does take a very good
You do,
photograph.
yeah.
So,
But only
yeah.
like we were talking about this the other day. I only like people. Like I like taking photos of people. Like when they're smiling and stuff like that, and like playing golf. But other than that, I'm not very good. And like weddings and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm not very good.
Even the ones you're not invited to, which I find quite strange.
Yeah, that's
How many have you kicked out of now? Quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few. I'm trying to keep that on the
Cross the 400 mark.
No, it must have been really nice to be on that side of the coast and staying there into the evening, like you say, to see the sun. Because usually when we're there, it's to film in the day and then we disappear. But you had quite a late tea time in the scheme of things.
It's quite a weird one, really. Like, my idea of an awesome sunset is like when the sun is going down, obviously it hits the horizon, but then there's clouds. But they kind of sit above where the sun is, and you just get that golden orange, all those millions of colours on the clouds.
Yeah.
This wasn't that, but it still managed to be so spectacular. The sky was clear, but it was kind of going down over the ocean, and whatever effect it had, like the sun was it was like a deep red that you could look straight at.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like blinding. You could just look right at it, and it was like, wow, this is cool. And it was like, obviously, a sun-drenched day, a beautifully warm evening, and It was at Royal Liverpool.
Yeah,
the home,
not
the
to make
home
me
of this year's Open.
feel any more, less envious or guilty that I wasn't there, but just to not underplay like the fact that you've played the Open course this year with all the stands and everything.
But we had a terrible time,
Oh,
just to
okay.
make Jacob feel better.
And we also
Thank
played
you.
the 18th hole. We did a playthrough hole for social that will come out around sort of the Open time. It looked so much lighter on the camera than it actually was. It was so dark.
It was basically pitch black.
It was basically pitch black, but there was dogs on the 18th green.
Now, listen, I very, very lucky to have experienced some amazing things doing this, quotation job. And last night was maybe one of the key moments. Like, just again, Jacob, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't even want to look at you. Like, I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. But like the actual filming evening itself, we'll get on to who we filmed with in a second. It was quite stressful. There was a lot going on. We didn't manage to play the full 18, but we got like 18 flyovers and we got the signature holes. And like Kieran mentioned, when the Open comes around, we'll do an Open preview about playing the course and what it's like, what to expect, kind of some of the scores we shot there. But on the 17th and 18th, the new 17th is a par 3. Like you hit up onto a green and it's raised up. You can see the ocean and the Mersey estuary and like Wales. It's an incredible little spot. And then we turn around and play 18, and it was kind of like there's no one on the course. The sun has dipped below the horizon. Security has gone to get a coffee. Well, what shall we do? So we thought, right, we'll stay on the 18th with all the grandstands up and hit about 50 balls.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we hit a lot of balls.
Not us, not literally me on my own. We're talking like everyone who was filming in that group. But we just stayed there, did drive off the decks, we hit approaches, and I made a birdie, didn't I? Made a birdie with the first ball.
Don't ruin it.
Literally smacked. Like the last is a par 5, and I reckon I could sell the tee shot I hit on that hole for about 50 grand.
Yeah,
350 down the middle.
Yeah.
Like 6 iron into this 560 yard par 5.
Ooh.
And then like hit this far, just incredible little bunker shot. But what made it special, to round this story off, was the fact that a couple of guys came to have a wander around and they brought their dogs.
Yeah. Just makes it better, doesn't it?
Dogs literally make everything better.
They were nice dogs as well. They were really, they were good dogs.
They're so nice. Honestly, as soon as they turned up on the 9th, I could have stopped.
Yeah. Oh, I know you.
That's why you were quite slow from 10 to like, because I was doing the drone from 10, and you were only on about the 11th hole after I'd done everything. And
It took us half an hour to get off the tee.
Yeah.
Because they were just there.
Yeah, you guys were just chatting and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, but like, they were just so cute.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Just one of them was a beagle, one of them was like a black cocker spaniel.
Oh,
like,
nice.
It's the dog basically I want. Like it was. I was kind of thinking like, if I stole this dog and ran, like, could they catch me?
Yeah.
And the answer was, of course, yes.
I think that's now the 3rd breed of dog you said that you want. I think the list is just getting longer.
I want a pack.
Yeah. You want a fleet of dogs.
I want a pack. But like I said, the whole evening was great. Royal Liverpool is looking, to be honest,
not great.
No,
that pause wasn't good.
Well, like when you get certain courses, so like St Andrews, you kind of know that they're going to shoot good scores there. Really, if in the summer when it's burnt out, there's not many defences to it.
Yeah.
Now, Royal Liverpool, it's a pretty flat links. It's got quite a few challenging holes, but because it's on the west coast rather than the east coast, like the rough has a tendency to grow thicker.
Right.
And it's a little bit more lush. We've not had any rain. Like we've had a little bit, but realistically for the northwest of England, like we've not had any in like comparison to previous years.
Yeah.
And Royal Liverpool, if it does get burnt out, they could rip it apart, especially if there's like little wind.
So is the rough just sort of really wispy, kind of not?
It is a lot wispier than it should be.
Right, okay.
Like there's a few patches, like, and I found it, where the rough is relatively thick.
Yeah.
But if it keeps going like it is, it's just going to get burnt out.
Yeah. That's interesting because I suppose you've been quite a few times now. You've played it quite a few times as well. Was that your first time, Kieran, going?
Yeah. Well, actually, I went in 2014, for the Open, but I don't remember.
Don't remember it much. What was your? We'll assume this is your first time sort of walking on the course, I suppose. What was your take of it? Do you think
I really liked it. It's I think Pete references it a lot. Is that it's very much a plotter's course, I found.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you couldn't drive it everywhere and just expect it to be okay. Like you do have to kind of, you were hitting 4-iron, 5-irons off some tees, so. I think it's going to be a plotter's course, but it was really, really cool, and like the 18th was pretty epic. I've never walked down like an amphitheatre kind of vibe before, so it was really, really cool in that sense.
Yeah. The 18th setting is very, very cool, and it is like Kieran said, if it does stay on this course. Like we are, as in the trajectory, we are talking about a course where Tiger will not hitting one drive all week.
Yeah.
It was his worst shot. Now, obviously, it's Tiger, but a course like this, it would bring so many more players into it because it's not reliant on power.
Yeah.
And even though I do fear it might get burnt out and the rough may disappear, it was the tightest I've ever played Royal Liverpool as well. Like they brought the fairways in.
So maybe that's something they're preparing for as well.
100%. Like the par fives, you imagine that's kind of like the one where you can open your shoulders up a bit.
Yeah.
If we do get some rain, it does get lush. They are gonna. They are tight. They are so tight. So that's what they're obviously going for. They're going for a tighter course, hoping that it doesn't get too burnt out. Either way. It's a great course.
Yeah.
If the Open, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and the clubhouse as well. Like that was a cool
Big
clubhouse.
fan of the clubhouse.
I was a big fan of the clubhouse with the ivy and just like how like you've got the road there that's just like a normal road in Hoylake, and then literally to the right it's there, and then you've got the clubhouse right there. You don't go down any sort of streets or anything like that. Like it's literally just there. It's so cool.
It does feel a lot not low key, but it does feel like a smaller Open venue. It doesn't have like the grandness that some of the others do.
Definitely.
Well, let's put it this way: the range is not at the golf course.
The
range is on a municipal course nearby.
Oh right. Do they find space for it? You do. They are actually. That is what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So during like your regular year, the driving range for Royal Liverpool is bang in the middle of the course, but it's simply not big enough.
Right. So are you talking like a car drive away, or
no? We're talking like a short walk.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. But bear in mind, this is one of the biggest kind of tournaments in the world. You'll have players. They're going to have to get from the range to the course.
Yeah.
Like, I think there is a bit of a cut through, maybe on like the 4th, 5th hole, if I remember rightly. But yeah, it's kind of not an ideal situation, just making the best of it.
Isn't it walking? Aren't they going to get them to walk over the road, like from above?
Oh my God. No, oh God. I was thinking then, I should get like a lollipop lady.
Yeah,
walk it out.
Literally.
That, low cross, please. Tiger. But yeah, I mean, the actual kind of setting, like I said, the clubhouse, it is very nice. Feels very authentic.
Yeah, and it was not everything was like made up yet, so they were still building like hospitality and stuff like that. And just like the amount of work that actually goes into staging an event like that is just mega. That is so big.
Yeah, it is huge. I mean, because what are we now? Near the end of May.
End of May, yeah.
So it's a couple of months.
Yeah, a couple of months, and they're still doing.
They're still doing it, not finished. Like, yeah.
I even thought that it was. I don't know why, but I'm just in my head was thinking it's quite early for them to have like all the grandstands up. But I suppose they have to get on with everything.
Do you remember St Andrews? Like, wasn't it done like 2 years before the 150th Open? I swear that was up for so long.
They just keep them up.
Yeah, I would just keep them up.
Yeah.
It's cool. I imagine that being a selling point. Yeah, come round Royal Liverpool, come play. We're keeping the grandstands.
Keep the grandstands up.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Just keep them there the whole time.
That'd be so cool.
Got to bump up the prices then, probably.
Yeah, they definitely would. Yeah. Definitely would.
So what they should do on 16 at Waste Management, just keep it up.
I completely agree.
They have talked about in the past building like a permanent structure there.
Oh yeah, I mean they'll probably get to that point, I suppose, wouldn't they?
But it's a little bit difficult one because obviously that kind of setting and the 16th Waste Management at Scottsdale, it's amazing, and it does seem to be like one of the best supported events on tour. But it's only a a sponsor away from saying, "No, we're not interested anymore."
Yeah.
To a lot of funding being pulled. So
That's
you
true.
You could understand why they maybe wouldn't want to build a permanent structure. I'd imagine that the open grandstands will just get taken down and then taken to the next venue.
Yeah. I reckon so as well. But I will say that I thought that the St Andrews one was bigger than the Liverpool one. It looked a bit bigger from like a what do you call it? Like
Height
a width
perspective?
Yeah, height perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, the height around the 18th of Royal Liverpool's not huge, but it's a
Not seeing
it's a huge amphitheatre.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
It starts. How far down the fairway does it start? Or is it more?
100 yards in, do you reckon?
Probably a bit more, like 150.
Yeah, 150.
Like
yeah.
it's big.
And would that be in range of guys playing like they're not that is short enough for them to be hitting second shots in by then, aren't they?
Oh yeah. I mean the final hole, the way it's made and where the green is, like a lot of players are going to be going for it in two if they manage to find the fairway off the tee. But there's a lot of like problems.
Yeah,
Like runoff areas, rough bunkers.
It is tight. Like
Yeah,
it is.
Like it is.
And
very
how close is the back of the grandstand to the green?
not close enough for to backboard it.
Thank you. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's
Yeah.
all I wanted to hear.
That's all we need to know. They've done a good job there.
They're good.
It's quite nice actually. Did you see the cutout they've left in the top of the stand? So,
No, I didn't. No.
so when you basically hit into, I imagine for this is when cameras are behind the players, hitting into the final green. They've got like a perfectly symmetrical grandstand. Apart from right behind the green, they've left like a gap of about, I think it's about 7-8 seats, and they're about like 4 seats deep, and you can see like the tower of the clubhouse, like in that gap.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I honestly, I don't know if it's just like a coincidence, if they're going to stick something else there, but it looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like it seems like they meant it. Now, when you watch it, it's probably going to be covered up. But
We must have some footage from that, surely.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
yeah, I think so. It did look quite cool. And yeah, they had a patrons day on as well.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and there
so
was
they had a few sponsors there.
yeah, there
Guess who was there?
Yeah,
I don't know. MasterCard?
They are one
Potentially,
of his
yeah.
sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, his sponsor. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yes, I've heard about this. Tom Watson was there.
Tom Watson was there.
Yeah.
One of my heroes.
What a like absurd, but almost, I suppose, where else would you see him? Like,
I don't know. Georgia Hall there as well.
yeah. Georgia Hall was
did
out
see
filming.
Georgia.
what that is? Yeah.
We did see Tom though, and I bottled it.
Yeah, so did I.
Did you both bottle it?
Yeah.
Yeah, in all fairness,
Like we were
Yeah.
behind him. We were setting up the gear here in the buggy, and literally he is behind us. And it's just one of those where like he's too big to ask for a photo for me. Like,
So you're not normally like that. You're quite good with.
oh, I'm so yeah, but in this instance, I just
That was
stood
it.
and admired the man. Like honestly, I was just like, he is a great at the game, and I can't just go over and be like, it's all right for a photo. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I can't do that.
Couldn't do it
So you didn't see me.
in the same.
I know you told me about this. I didn't hear about it. No. Oh yeah, no, I was there, but I just wasn't. I was sort of oblivious to it. No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I really bottled it.
Did you like start to walk towards him and then just move?
Like even worse. So I started to walk towards the putting green, and this was like a little bit after this. Like he was behind us. I started to walk towards the putting green. I had a chat to a few people, got some of the gear set up, and then he was approaching, and I didn't notice until quite late from my right hand side, and it was one of those where I was walking forwards, he was walking in a path that would intercept me. So I thought, right, so I like panicked a little bit, and I slowed down so he could pass in front of me. And I went to say, oh, like, hello, Tom, nice to meet you. You're my hero. I love you. Please adopt me. And then as he went past, I just went like,
Yeah.
Oh, like you absolutely.
yeah, like I absolutely went to say something. Nothing came out. Thankfully, he
choked.
didn't notice. And I managed to like cover it up with like a yawn or something. And I
He
was
didn't rush to do the Heimlich maneuver on you, yeah, mate.
no, it didn't look a bit like I was having a seizure. And I was like, he walked past and I just like stood there for a second. I was like, that's just not embarrassing for anybody else except my own mind.
Yeah.
No one else has seen it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you are.
It's one of those things I will look back in a few years and still cringe over.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, I don't think
Have you ever had that before?
never had it. We've filmed with and we've met some like huge golfers, some huhuge kind of personalities in the game, that is the first time that I've ever just like
Frozen.
just froze a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I sort of had it with Rory at Wentworth last year, because we'd finished the round and I think I was just the only one left outside the front. We dropped all the bags off, and I think you'd gone inside with someone else, can't remember. You disappeared. Kieran wasn't there. I literally think I was the only one stood there. And there's that kind of roundabout of cars that came round at the front of the clubhouse. His car came round and out popped Rory and Gary Player. They both came out the car at the same time, like in front of me. And I was like, they were chatting to people and they were there, and I was not going to say anything right there and then. But Gary kind of went the one way and Rory went the other, away from me. But as he went away, he put his bag down and he was sort of just stood waiting for a car or something. And in that very, it was kind of one of those, I've got to make a really rash decision right now, a really quick decision. Do I go up to him and say something? And as I sort of maybe try to buckle up the courage to like literally move my feet in the right direction, a like horde of kids came running over to him. And I was like, now if those kids are there
That
taking
could've been
pictures,
me.
but that's the thing, they were all having autographs and pictures and things like that, and then 25-year-old me goes over and is like, hi Rory, can I have a picture please?
I was surprised that when we were at the Open, like you had Tommy, like literally Pete got Tommy over to you, and you didn't like.
Yeah, that was
a
bit.
You must have froze there
A little bit. Like I mean, I spoke to him and I was like okay with it, but like I didn't really have the. I don't know. I didn't have the bottle to be like, because I wanted to. I really struggle with golfers because we work in the same environment. I don't want to seem like a fan. I want to seem like I'm a professional person who we are in the same environment, not the same kind of caliber of golfer, but the same environment. And I don't want to be that person.
Wow.
But for Tommy, I was very close. And I probably will at some point get one.
I'm just straight in, like, and that's what I mean. I'm straight in for a photo, but like
Very unprofessional.
I'm sorry, terrible.
But you walked around the whole of the Open with Bryson DeChambeau's signature on your hat.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I quite enjoy that. I don't mind that. I was only there for a couple of days. But no, I'm straight in for it. But no, with Tom, like Tom's just a great. Like I don't want to touch him. Yeah, I just admire the man.
I don't think he wants you to touch you either.
No.
Just stop touching me, please. No, yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I'll get pictures with. I think I've only ever really got pictures with people that we film with.
Yeah.
Because I think that's almost like a
given at the end.
It's a given.
You've got an in as well,
But
because you can just be like, "Oh, can I have a selfie because we need it for socials?"
No,
please.
that's when you're like, you say to me, you're like, "Oh, do you want a selfie as well for social?" And then you would do it because that makes it a little bit less.
But to be honest, it's weird. Like I would take those selfies to obviously post on social for our accounts because that's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
If I wasn't doing what I was doing, I don't really know what I'd use those selfies for.
Yeah. You've not got Insta flex or anything?
No, not really.
Who was it when we were filming in Dubai where we finished filming and you got your picture and then me and Kieran went up and then they turned to David?
Billy
and
Horschel.
Was it Billy Horschel?
Billy Horschel.
Oh, yeah,
So
I was straight in and then you went and then he expected David to go and have one. He was like, nah.
Nah, I'm all right.
He went to Billy. Billy went, do you want a picture as well? And he went, nah, I'm all right.
No, I'm all
I'm
right.
professional.
Love it. David, ice cold.
Ice cold.
Absolute ice cold ball wise.
The professional man.
Billy would have gone to sleep
He is.
thinking about that.
Yeah, he probably would have. One person we did get a selfie with at Royal Liverpool, and it was amazing to see him again, Erik Anders Lang. So, like, I met Erik, man, when would it have been? Probably 4 or 5 years ago, we first met up. And then we've done stuff with him ever since, and this is the first time I've seen him since the Open last year.
Yeah, I would have thought so, yeah.
So yeah, it was great. So we filmed with him, and it was like an R&A for the Open, effectively, and it's going to be going on the Random Golf Club channel, I believe.
Yeah.
Filmed the 9-hole match. It was
wild.
It was wild. It was absolutely mad. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing that edited and seeing that up and seeing what they make of it. Honestly, there was good shots, there was bad shots, there was some awful shots, some incredibly lucky shots, and some downright outrageous shots as well.
Yeah, it was really interesting for me to see, like, I was very interested to see how they filmed stuff. So because they make these beautiful stuff, some very cinematic and great videos, and like, yeah, it was really cool. And then the guy Jojo, the producer, came up to me and said, "Oh, you got any spare batteries, mate?" I said, oh, no, I've only got 2. And then I said, oh, well, how many have you got? And he said, oh, I've got 12, but we need more. I was like, what?
12?
They have 12 Sony batteries on them. I was like, wow, okay. Pete, can
we get around with Paul.
Yeah, we get.
I've got to be honest. The best bit for me,
Oh, God.
it's not what they had; it's what they didn't have.
Oh,
So we at the moment for our mics, we've got some Rode Go 2s, got some DJI mics, we've got some Sony ones as well, a little bit fancier, and they all work absolutely fine. But Kieran is on a one-man mission to drain my bank account dry. He's like, oh no, we should get these Sennheisers, and then we should get this external audio input, and the audio would be fantastic. And as we went over to Royal Liverpool, he said, oh yes, I'm really interested to see what audio setup that the guys use. It's such a professional outfit. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. And whatever they get, we should use. They just had 2 top mics.
Yeah, they just had 2 top mics.
I was buzzing. I was like, so any time now Kieran brings up, oh, can we have this microphone or this microphone? I say, we just need a top mic, mate.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We just need to stick a fluffy bit on top of our camera and we are good to go.
that strikes of people that don't film in the northwest of England, though.
That's true.
That is quite true. Yeah.
Because top mics and wind are not the best combination.
Yeah,
in the
it
world.
will be interesting to see. I don't know what their because I had headphones on while I was sort of with the top mic on, and it was a little bit windy. But
Did you film for them? Did you?
No.
Oh, right.
Like we're filming.
Oh, you were just filming. Right.
the
Yeah,
playthrough
so like
kind of
changing
thing.
over the like I was switching between big cam, the big zoomy thing that we use to zoom in shots when Pete misses the fairway. And also, sorry.
I think he's got something out for you, I think.
Wow.
I'm joking.
All right, don't get him a couple of microphones. It starts kicking off.
And then, what else was it? And then like fancy cam for like all the putts and any sort of slow-mo stuff
yeah.
and B-roll. So, yeah, no, it was cool. And then, the other camera for nice sunset photos.
Your photographer camera.
Photography Kieran came out.
Do you know, should I call that now? I'm going to call. Should I call myself a photographer now? Actually, no, I can't. No, I can't.
Probably the most annoying thing about all the camera equipment, and this is a little bit nerdy, like all this stuff, all this fancy gear, all these batteries, all the rest of it, and the one camera that we knew we could rely on at the end of the night was the iPhone.
Oh, 100%. If we were, honestly, if we were to film with the cameras on that 18th, it wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked.
Honestly,
It would look so grainy. Whereas, like, I mean, the iPhone's just great, which is really
does it all, doesn't it?
It just does it all.
Just does it all.
It
Like,
just does it all.
I can see it in like a few years, like if you were doing vlogs and something like that.
That's
all you need.
Not going to need it.
Yeah.
Should we just do course vlogs with phones?
Well, if you think about it, like I know the times 3 zoom. So I got the Pixel phone. That's like a times 5 zoom, which is good. Like Apple can't be far away from getting like a times 6.
Yeah,
That would literally be enough
I
for
mean,
both shots.
Their times 3 is brilliant. Their times 3 is great.
I think the only thing I sometimes find is the transition between those like sets for the zoom. Like especially with the Pixel, like when you go from the single to the 5, it takes some time to kind of. Whereas, so if you wanted to do that natural zoom in on the phone, it needs to be a bit more cleaner. But I think it's not far away at all.
God, we're talking a lot of equipment stuff. I love it.
What the technical term for the big zoomy camera?
Big zoom flicker cam.
We started a new podcast, Tech Talk.
Tech talk.
The Rough Cut Tech Talk podcast. Talk to me about your lenses. Also captured on the lenses, Beth again. Beth's Golf, who, if you don't follow on Instagram, make sure you do. She's a relatively new golfer. This is the second Royal course that we've played with her in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think she's
what
playing
run of courses she's having.
She's playing Walton Heath.
She's playing Walton Heath on Monday.
Oh wow!
Yeah, literally.
Honestly, like she is absolutely like for a golfer who's only been playing 9 months. Like she's going to be so jaded about playing like in local muni.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing here?
Yeah.
That's what she needs to market herself at, or what she is marketing herself at, is just like, I only play high-end courses.
Yeah, a new golfer
Does it have Royal?
I only play Royal.
Yeah.
Darling, I do it raw.
When we left, because we had breakfast with her this morning, we said, oh, we'll see you at the next Royal course we play in.
See you, Birkdale.
See you, Birkdale.
Yeah. Probably.
But yeah, I mean, that'd be quite funny if we get her on. That would be so funny.
Yeah, it would be the biggest surprise in the world.
I feel like we'd have to now. I feel like you just got to keep the run going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be Royal Beth's Golf.
Is that a little teaser that we're playing Royal Birkdale?
Be quiet then. Don't tell anybody.
Oh, okay.
They might be listening. Don't tell anybody. Oh, yeah. But we are playing that, but I think that might be I think now, like, in all seriousness, I think our diary is literally booked up until September.
Yeah.
And that's not even a joke. Like, we've got so much stuff planned in. And then September, we've got the Solheim Cup Ryder Cup. Like, honestly, this year just feels like it's going.
In terms of how quickly it's going by, it's flying very, very quickly. This year, I mean, this is my third year now third year? No.
Yeah, third year.
Third year. Yeah. With you, and this is the busiest, most intense it's been since I've been here.
Yeah, it's
the leveling up is ridiculous.
Yeah, and it was definitely like, obviously you started this year, made a decision to kind of not do any comp footage, content, so not playing any golf competitions, and decided, I'm not going to practice. I'm going to put all the focus into videos, and all I've done is just replace all that time just with travel and new videos. Yeah. So it's kind of worked out. It's also given us a million things more to do.
No, it's my fourth year.
It's your fourth year?
Yeah.
Just feels like 3.
I know.
Time flies.
I know. No, I'm still here.
Still here,
Yeah. Because I joined in 2020, so I've done 3 years, but I'm into my fourth year.
You've just started your fourth, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. We have. Wow. Like I said, it's going to be completely bonkers, but we do have. I mean, we have got literally, quite specifically, 20 days booked off in August.
Yeah, the whole of August. Which is
for our birthdays, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's not just only birthday month for the three of us.
20-day bender.
Where are we going, Pete?
I don't know why we're doing this. So we have been. I mean, we've been planning this. I've been planning this very roughly for approximately 2 years now?
Yeah.
I think
mention of this kind of thing.
I think I first mentioned this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of doing a few little testers, a few bits that I just need to understand before committing to it. But now it's in the diary. We've spoke to people. It is going ahead. Yeah. So come August, in 20 days, as in over 20 days in August, I'm going to be cycling from the top of the UK to the bottom of the UK, what's known as Land's End to John O'Groats in England, Scotland, England, Wales, the UK. Okay, I'm tired already just thinking about it. So we're going to be cycling from the top of the country to the bottom, and we're going to be playing 10 courses along the way.
Yep.
And covering 1,000 miles.
Yeah.
20 days, 10 courses, 1,000 miles, and me.
And one golfer.
And one golfer being an absolute idiot. We're going to do this in August, and we're going to get as many people involved as we can. It's going to be an incredible adventure. We're going to be getting some amazing videos out of it. We're going to be meeting some wonderful people as well. But stay tuned. It's all for charity as well. We're going to be trying to raise as much money as we physically can. So, yeah, that's coming up.
I want to be so positive, and I think we will be. I think we'll smash it. But when you first mentioned this idea to me, I was worried. I was worried. I don't know.
What do you mean?
I mean, just
I'm a natural athlete.
I know you are. I've just never seen you on a bike before.
You've never seen you exercise.
I've seen the bike. I've seen the bike that's been bought. I've seen you've used the bike.
I've seen you use it once.
Yeah. It's a nice bike. I've used it a few times.
No, yeah.
But I've only seen it once.
I've seen the bike, and I've seen you've been using it quite a bit, but you will have to be using it quite a little bit more from now until what will be maybe the 1st of August, something around there.
Yeah, it's going to be a very intense preparation period, which I am going to start by going to Rome and eating pizza.
But what an unbelievable thing that once it's done, you'll be able to say you've done. That will be incredible.
Yeah, that'd be mega.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that I wanted to do for a long time, and it's just something which, we're in a position now where we have a large following, so across all social media and across YouTube, we've got over 1 million kind of people following us now. And while it's great to make YouTube videos, while it's great to kind of do educational content, coaching videos, do the podcast, do all these fun challenges where we try and, basically bring golf to people in a new way. Essentially, we're just making videos. Like we're not having enough of an impact for what we could be doing. So
yeah. I mean, we're very fortunate to be able to interact with a lot of the subscribers and guys that will come up to us when they see us, and it does, not only for you but even for me, like take me back a little bit when you hear some of the guys and say how much the videos impact and what they've done for, even if it's just watching one of the videos and it gets them back on the golf course and gets them moving again, or just little things like that. And you obviously, when you're sat editing, you don't think about those things, but on terms of actually sort of what can we do physically to really help, this is one of those things that is going to be a massive effort, both in raising money, massive effort for your body to get through the whole thing.
Jeez.
And also, we are, as a team, as Kieran, Mick and I and David, something we've committed to do as well. It's going to be a long, hard grind. We want to produce a lot of content, a lot of good content for you guys to be able to follow along as well. And you'll hear a lot more about it as we get a lot closer to the time, and even potentially how you guys can help out as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I'm really actually looking forward to planning it. I know it seems a very intense thing, but I'm looking forward to getting into that, or at least taking it further than we have already. Because we certainly planned a certain amount, but
yeah.
that just seems like a nervous laugh. I'm not going to lie.
It is a little bit.
I am nervous. It's one of those things where planning is a fine thing.
Yeah.
But eventually my ass is going to have to get in a saddle and start going.
Yeah.
And to intersperse this all with like playing at some incredible courses with like some really cool people.
Yeah.
It's going to be an incredible 20 days, but man, I understand that how much of an issue this is going to be for my body.
Yeah. What did we've kind of worked out, when you cycle across 20 days, the length of the country is about 65 miles a day, something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think with the route that we're going to take, it's going to be 1,000 miles.
Pretty much,
yeah. So
Because it's not going to be direct, is it? You're going to stop it.
Unfortunately not. As much as I would love to pull onto the hard shoulder of the M6 and just bomb it down as far as I can, we're not doing that.
Could you imagine?
We are not doing that route.
Hanging on the back of a Range Rover, just like,
whoa, I've never been this fast. Just like put myself in the back of a truck and just cycle in it. Put Peloton in the back of a truck.
We don't have like the full extensive list of stops kind of completely planned, but we know sort of the general gist of where we're going to go, and we've located some particular courses that we want to go to. I'm excited the fact that one of the places that actually came up was we're going to go to Hereford.
Oh yeah. It unfortunately couldn't avoid it.
It's
very central.
It's on a direct path that we need to go through.
Well, you need to get on that side of the country to then get down in the little boot, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just, it is going to be incredible. And these guys are obviously going to be there with me.
Yep.
Driving
BMW support vehicle.
Yeah, well, that's what when you're doing something like this, the thing that really strikes me, certainly in the early stages of planning that we've been doing, kind of over the last few weeks, is the things you don't think about.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to need a van. We're going to need all the stuff for spares. We're going to need a way to film from the van. Like something from
Might need a spare
Top Gear,
bike.
probably.
Spare bike,
We'll definitely need a spare bike. We'll need like 4 spare tyres at least. I'll have to practice with my puncture
That's all right.
kit.
B&Q in every city, you'll be all right. Just stop over.
They don't sell bikes.
It's Halfords.
Oh, Halfords.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jacob's not coming on the strip.
Same colour pattern.
Yeah,
same
that's what I mean. Yeah,
patterns,
orange and black in it. You might need a wrench or something. They'll do it in B&Q. Yeah, I'm sure B&Q will come in you somehow.
Oh, you bent your wheel. Where do we need to go? What Gordon centres around here?
Hey, if we're in Hereford, then I can show you around. No problem.
True. Such a nothing but Garden centres. Garden centres and B&Qs.
Yeah, I'll take you to Y Vale. You'll love it.
Well, that might actually be on the route.
Really?
So, yeah, because this is the thing. So, like, the actual direct route, it misses out by only a few miles some incredible spots. So, like, I know in Scotland, like, the route we've got Scots going through Glencoe.
Okay.
For example,
Oh,
like
wow.
we don't need to go that way,
But you want to.
but we've got to. Like, we have to go that
Get the
way.
train down there.
Whiz it over my head. Or maybe I could hold on to that if we get a big drone.
Definitely have to be a bigger drone than what we've got, but
a big drone with just like a big pole on the end, just that push me. It's like, keep me going.
Yeah, but what happens if Kieran's driving it? Does that matter?
Oh, well, he's more likely to crash into it. That's kind of what we want.
Let's put him out of his misery.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Swoop down on me.
I can't wait. I think
listen,
it's going to be so
it's
good.
going to be
Yeah, it'd be good fun.
incredible. But like, literally need to get myself fully prepared for this. Like, the amount of cycling at the moment, even though I'm certainly not my slimmest, I could manage probably a few days of this, like
intense, constant.
Like you could do 2, 3 days now.
Yeah, like with the work I've already put in over like the past year, I could definitely do a few days. But it's going to be literally day after day after day after day.
No, non-stop.
Yeah, and there's so much I don't know about, like all the exercise and all the physical stuff that I've done in the past. I've done like obviously very long walks before, for example, like over multiple days. That's been fine, but it is less. It's just less intensive. Like it's going to be nothing like this. Like I've trained for triathlons in my youth, but that was over like very specific distances.
Yeah.
Like after that point, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
Well, we've already decided we're going to start at the top of the country because it's downhill from there.
It's all downhill.
Yeah, so I thought. Yeah.
Don't tell me we're cheating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's why they always start from the top and go to the bottom.
Absolutely.
We'll just fall from there.
So yeah, that is coming up. So guys, we're going to get a Just Giving page sorted out. We're going to get everything organised and let you guys know over the coming weeks exactly what is going on, so you can get involved. Talking about getting involved, we've got a Ask Me Anything going on social media.
An AMA.
An AMA is it
For short.
Yeah, because we're cool. We like to acronym things. Acronyms?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm sure that's right. There's been like so many questions that have come up from both on Twitter and Instagram. So let's start off with. There's some, honestly, I didn't specify it enough because I just said ask me anything. So there's a lot
They take anything quite literally.
Oh, they did. But one of them.
Yeah, they did.
D. Coopers. Why didn't you steal that tortoise from Turkey? I thought that was a great place to start because it's very, very relevant. If you,
I don't believe in stealing tortoise or whatever the
individual
the word is for a group of them.
The plural of
a splatter.
Yeah, I don't know.
A splatter of tortoises. Well, apparently I've been told off for taking it back to near water.
Yeah, I just assumed that would have been the correct thing to do.
No,
and I'm sure it is.
Yeah, tortoises hang around water.
I knew there would be someone who would say something.
There was quite a lot of comments I did see.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of comments.
Negative?
Well, no, just saying that, like, Pete, because you said it was a turtle or something like that, didn't you?
It had a shell.
Yeah, you said it was a turtle.
It had a shell. Like, my knowledge of turtles and tortoises stops at Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles.
Yeah. Oh, what about Bruce from Finding Nemo? All right, Bruce.
Oh, yeah. He's
is it Bruce? No, is it
Bruce
Bruce?
is the
Bruce is the
shark.
Oh, yeah, Bruce the shark. What's his name?
Wow. Okay, right. We need a conversation.
Wait.
Never approach what you think is a turtle.
Crush is the
Crush.
is the baby one.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the
Darren.
No. Oh my God, that's going to really, really upset me.
Nigel.
or is Crush the big one?
No,
I can't remember.
Anyway.
it might be Crush, but yeah.
We don't steal tortoises here anyway. Or turtles.
Right, okay. Here's a good one. Alex Co _ How many yards out would you need to start on every hole at Augusta to win the Masters?
1.
Yeah, that's just, very true.
1.
Very true.
And that is probably not a guarantee.
Very true, very true.
So, because this is quite a common thing, and like a question which has been asked a bit, and it's kind of, if you start 100 yards out on every hole, like, could you make the cut or could you win? Always remember with Augusta, like, one of the biggest protections is the green.
Yeah.
And if you start from 100 yards out, there's almost a sense there that is easier. And you are having a shorter club, fine, but you still have to control your wedges enough to access different parts of the green, not spin them off into places you don't want to.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be quite as easy as it sounds.
Yeah.
But if I was 100 yards out, every hole at Augusta,
You think you'd be able to do it?
I would back myself to being with a chance of making the cut.
I think you could do it.
Love that.
How much practice time would I get?
Oh.
Am I just there straight away?
Well, let's say after your after the long way down, after the the thing.
I have to. What my last ride is to the first tee.
Yeah, literally straight
Right.
from there to Augusta on the plane. You're staying there till
Wow.
you're staying there till April.
Jesus.
Next one, just keep on the subject of the Open. Mossy 6783. Favorite Open venue you've played? And we spoke about this in the car about which ones you've which ones you've played, and you haven't played all of them yet, from what I understand.
Oh, what haven't you played?
We've still got on the current Open rotor, you've only got St George's, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not playing Royal St George's. Muirfield. Oh, we don't know if that's
We
actually
don't
on
know if
there.
that's
do we?
on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Royal St George's is definitely the most recent one I've not played.
Right.
Favourite. Well, listen.
I think I know which one it is, but
I love Troon.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
I've literally got the T-shirt on,
you do.
which I got from the shop the other day. I love Troon. I think it's a great course. I think it's just got so many things going for it. I also feel it's quite underrated.
It is, yeah. Great
but,
course.
Like, if I was to recommend one, Birkdale is incredible. It's such a great course. Turnberry is. Turnberry would be back on the Open rotor in an instant if it wasn't for certain individuals' owners.
Yeah.
So, that's a fantastic course. Listen, we're talking about Open venues. They're all great.
Oh, yeah.
But I think if you gave me one that I'd want to be a member at and play time and time again, yeah, probably true.
Wow, okay. Very good. Nice pub near there as well.
Great pub. Harbour Bar, highly recommended.
Very nice
Harbour
bar.
Inn.
Harbour Inn, I don't know.
Harbour Inn. Very
I'm
good.
surprised I remember anything
It's
about that.
Harbour something.
It's Harbour something.
Harbour Side. It's Harbour Side. It's Harbour Side. Isn't it?
Harbour Side. Is it the Harbour Side?
I don't know.
It's
Oh
Harbour
my
Side.
I'm just
word.
glad we just didn't end up in the harbour. That's all.
It's Harbour
Wow,
Side. It
that's-
is. Nice
Maybe
Guinness.
that's what I'm getting mixed up with.
Yeah.
I
Potentially.
think it's Harbour Inn. No, we just didn't end up in the harbour.
Yeah. No, very good Guinness then. Next one. This is from Mick. He wrote
Who?
so many. So Mick.
Who?
Yeah, live by Mick W. What non-swing tip would you give to anyone struggling with the driver off the tee at the moment? And don't just give it to. This is for everyone. I know you'd say.
But Mick asked the question.
Yeah, don't speak directly to me. Speak to everyone.
Okay, I'll speak to everybody, but I'll use Mick as an example.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just don't hit a driver, man.
I knew that was going to say that.
You suck at driver, dude. No, but we found this out the other day, like with a 4-iron in his hands off the tee when we played in Turkey. It was great. Like you got to, if you get to a golf course and you cannot keep it, and you cannot keep the driver anywhere near the fairway, like don't use it. It's difficult because everyone wants to hit a driver, but like just don't use it until you got time to practice. Simple, really. Discipline.
Yeah.
No, very good. Very, very good, that. Next one from...
Thank you.
Next one from
Kieran Stamp.
JavH1238. If you designed your own golf course, what features would you have on it?
Good question.
Great question, that.
Mate.
You definitely wouldn't have bunkers in the middle of fairways or creeks running through it.
So that is literally one thing I wouldn't have. So let's get the things I wouldn't have first. Like you said, bunkers or hazards in the middle of the fairway. Like, screw you. No, don't. I'm not having
Screw
it.
you.
Absolute crap.
Internal out of bounds.
Internal out of bounds. Definitely 100% gone. So they're both gone. Ditches that run kind of across a fairway. So I don't like things which act as an unnatural barrier.
Yeah.
Like I like a nice clean line. Dog legs, absolutely love. But if there's something in the middle of the fairway which will block a good shot or block a thin, say, I don't like it. It just makes things less enjoyable. Okay?
You've hit the middle of the fairway, but you've been
punished like
Yeah.
that. That's not fun golf.
like the 17th at Didsbury.
Didsbury, that's what I wouldn't do. I need to play Didsbury.
Yeah, you need to play.
So yeah,
What would you have?
all that, well, not there. I personally love golf courses with largish greens, but the greens at the edge, they all fall off into huge runoff areas.
Okay. So raised green sort of thing.
Yeah, raised greens, but more kind of with a links course when you just go off the edge and you fall into like a swale.
Oh, right, okay.
And you have several options of how to play that shot.
Yeah,
Okay,
got you,
yeah.
got you.
That's what I absolutely love. Like I don't like a ball just to go off the green and being rough. It's just boring. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
you want options. So I love like nice wide open courses. For obvious reasons, nice wide open courses where there are hazards just off the fairways. So you have,
So you do get punished for
you
it.
have bunkers. Like I said, I love dog legs where you have a chance to go for it or you have a chance to lay up. I like options.
Yeah.
Like I want a golfer to stand on the tee and not be like, oh well, it's just a driver.
Yeah, play at the same club.
You also like courses where it's just very fair, don't you? Where like
Yeah.
if you play well, you're going to score well. If you play bad, you're not going to play well.
Exactly. Now, here's the slight twist. Okay,
Ooh.
love all that. Every single par 3 that I would design,
Yeah.
maximum 175 yards.
Yeah, I like that.
Nothing beyond
Yeah.
that. And most of them, I'd want between 110 and 140.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Make the green not tiny, but
Yeah.
make it a bit small and just surround it with hell.
Yeah.
That's something that we can talk about, that we didn't talk about, was the 17th at Royal Liverpool.
Royal Liverpool,
You
yeah.
basically want that, because that was like 112 with runoffs everywhere,
Yeah.
bunkers, deep bunkers.
Like one of the best par 3s in the world.
Actually.
I am literally wearing the
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
The postage stamp.
Yeah,
It's a tiny hole.
yeah.
He's literally
Literally
you're
wearing
such
the
a
t-shirt.
fanboy of
Yeah.
these holes.
But that's the thing. It's like you've got a coffin bunker on the left, which is you go in, you're almost screwed. It's got a bank which runs off it onto the green, which if you hit the green, you can use it to roll it back.
Yeah.
The green is long and thin. It runs off at the front. It runs off at the back. It's got a huge slope on the left. If there's rough there, it'll get caught up. If it drops off the right of the green, it goes into a bunker, which is 100 times worse in many respects than the coffin bunker. Because if you don't get it out and onto the green, it's going to roll back in.
Yeah.
You see birdies, you see hole-in-ones, and you see triple bogeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And more.
Yeah, and I love holes like that that are short. You can see everything that's going on. Like and also like slightly race tee. I get a hole in one. I want to see
you want
it.
to see it
Yeah,
go
yeah,
in.
yeah.
I want
Yeah,
to see
like
it.
that,
So I love that stuff. I love it.
Cool.
Or the 11th hole at Dundonald as well.
Oh yeah.
Are we
Cold.
that hole.
are we looking at like a links course here then, basically?
He loves it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Links, Heathland. I mean, there are Parkland courses which I really do love, but Links courses for me are the best.
Right. Great response to that. Kevin
There you go.
underscore.
Well done.
If anybody wants to commission me, by the way, to design a course,
To design a course.
I am here. No idea what I'm doing, but we couldn't mull it through.
We can work together.
We can do this, yeah.
Kevin underscore Tansley 23. Best advice for breaking 80, basically. And he had two questions, basically going from a 15 to a 9 and breaking 80. So he's both similar questions. Best piece of advice. Always hard, those type of questions, but I feel like in your knowledge you'd be able to answer that.
Honestly, it's a video that we've not really done that much because I can see the value and I understand the question. I do understand the question, but in many respects, it doesn't make sense because like I've given lessons to people who've been off 30, like handicap, and the next time I've seen them, they've shot 15 under that handicap from a change that we've made.
Yeah.
And I've coached players off 5 who, after a year of working together, have got down to 4.
Yeah.
And it's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Because what you'll tend to find is that with a few lessons, and if you've got a decent chance to practice and to improve, you can drop strokes relatively easily by correcting the simplest of things. Then it gets to start getting a little bit more complex. I mean, we're talking breaking 80. Breaking 80 is really hard to do.
Really hard. Yeah. Really,
Like
really
a
hard.
lot of golfers do not manage it. So you're getting down into the minutiae of like what their issues are.
Yeah.
Because who was it asked the question? Sorry, was it Kevin.
Kevin underscore Tansley 23.
So, like Kevin, for example, if you came into a lesson with me, you want to break 80, you say, okay, cool. So we'll sit down, we go through your stats if you have them, we get out on the course if we could, we will go through your game and we'd find the areas that are actually most likely to get you there. Because what's the point in going to a driving range, working on your swing, when we get out to the course and you have 38 putts?
Yeah.
Like, that's obviously where we need to put our time and effort. You could be having 25 putts around, but you might, when you miss the green, your chipping might be so bad that that's where you waste all your scores. You know, it's so individual, and it's where the value of a PGA Pro lesson actually comes in.
Yeah.
You know, getting to see someone who is invested in what you're trying to do and will take the time to understand your game. That is something that we cannot do with a YouTube coaching video. We can give ideas, we can give advice around this, and we can like show you how to fix a slice or a hook or whatever it might be. But actually, when it gets to the finer points, when it gets to the moments where you need to improve certain areas to get a score goal, that's where our use will not be as great.
Yeah, there's like
Great.
there's sort of like tagline comments that you can make about that, like say, oh, you know, minimize the big holes so you don't have as many doubles. You just, you know, things like that. But what is it, as you say, that is creating that for you? Are you finding yourself in the trees and you're going for the glory shot and you actually should be a bit in course management wise, things like that? I know, as someone who is trying to break 80 myself, I know the things that I have to do well to get even close to it. And I'm sure it'll be very different for other people.
Well, you say that's such a good example. So I gave a playing lesson once to a guy who was trying to break 90. And he was kind of hovering around the number. He wasn't far away. He's actually a decent golfer. But any time he put himself in any kind of trouble, like just in the trees or in the thick rough, he would chip out to play safe.
Yeah.
And eventually kind of got around to it. Said, well, how about, rather than just chipping out sideways, we take an A time, try and hit it hard and get it down the fairway. And all of a sudden he was like getting closer to the green. He was giving himself more chances to get up and down. He was hitting shots under trees rather than just to the side of them. And he like shot 80 odd, like 82, 83, whatever it was.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was from being more aggressive.
Yeah.
So using worse course management.
I suppose my more to the point, I'm saying don't pull out a 3-wood and try and whip one around the trees because you just haven't got that shot in your locker kind of thing. Like there's obviously kind of levels to that sort of, but as you say, you know, the thing you need to work on, or I know that I need to work on, is a specific element of my game. And you won't know what that is until you actually delve into it. You might know actually, but you need someone to help you through that. And
just final point on this, on Kieran as well, because this is something else as well. Like, again, if you keep stats, it's so much easier. But let's say you are like missing all your greens with your irons, for example. And it's like, oh, I really need to work on my irons. So you work on your irons. You look at your stats and you're like, well, actually, I'm hitting all my iron shots into the green, the majority from 170 to 200 yards. Now, PG averages there, like the best players in the world aren't going to hit a lot of greens from that kind of distance. So then you say, well, why am I actually hitting it from that distance? And it turns out you're only hitting your driver 220 yards.
Yeah.
You're better working on that.
Yeah.
Which will then put you closer to, it's just...
There's so many elements in there and things.
There's so many elements, and it's why coaching sometimes is not worth it for people, because they're just working on the wrong things.
Yeah.
I'll get back to coaching.
Yeah, well, that was... You got quite a lot of questions here, basically saying, like, would you ever do sort of private coaching again? So that's quite interesting to see. Yeah. Just at the moment, obviously, you're so busy.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you can be... I could be a part-time coach, but the fact is that the people who have lessons with me would get part-time results. If you're going to do something, like at this moment in time, we are invested in being the very best video production people we can be. Yeah. Ideas, execution, that's across coaching, it's across everything. It's like, again, on a static YouTube golf lesson, I'm still fine with that. I have the knowledge and I can present that and give the information. But individual coaching with individual needs, it's different. And I will get back to it eventually. Listen, at the end of the day, I can coach until I'm dead. Just wheel me out onto the range when I'm 90. Come on then, Kevin, let's have a look at your slice.
Very good, very good. Right, so now we're going on to a few Twitter ones. Would you rather be a +7 handicap playing 10 rounds a year, or be a 36 handicapper playing 50 rounds a year?
Stupid question. When am I ever going to be in that situation?
Well,
that's my answer. That's my answer, Your Honour.
That's your answer.
No. I'm sorry.
What would you do, Joe?
Go through the numbers again.
+7 handicap, and you're only allowed to play 10 times a year, or you're a 36 handicapper and you can play 50 times a year?
I think I'll take the +7 and 10 times
Plus
a year.
7.
Yeah. Because I'll never get there.
I'm going to take being a +7 handicapper and only playing 10 times a year. But each time I play will be 100 holes spread over 2 weeks.
It's just a chunk of time. If
That's
you
my
don't
answer.
stop playing, when do you ever start or stop?
Yeah, but I said 10 rounds.
Oh, okay.
I said 10 rounds.
Okay, so I'm going to go play a 100-hole course. I am
Build
gonna,
it.
I am
Play
going to
Turkey.
design that
You
100-hole
get to
course.
Turkey, just walk your way all the way down.
Yeah, go play Turkey. That 200 to play 296 holes in one day.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Like I said, I some of the questions are just wild from only specifying that you could do anything. The best one that's like a non-golf.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we have some? I'm quite interested in what some non-golf ones would be.
Favourite toast topping. I
Ooh,
thought that was
yes.
quite a good one.
Yes, great question.
Favourite toast
mate.
topping.
I mean,
Are you a toast guy?
to be honest, not massively.
No, I don't think I've seen you have toast.
Not hugely. It's just like a way to ruin bread.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean,
you're not having bread at the minute,
just
so.
butter, like really creamy butter, and then just marmalade.
Mm,
do like
what kind of?
Marmalade, yeah, same marmalade, but it has to be homemade marmalade. Seville oranges from my nan.
Not getting to this.
Oh,
Yeah,
let's not delve into
I'll
I
get into this.
I would have Marmite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tastes like arse. I don't get it. It's horrible.
You're not applying it correctly. It's not like a jam. It's not a marmalade. You
You're right.
don't.
It is definitely not a jam.
Yeah, well, yeah. You don't smother the bread. It's just a smooth, light covering.
No, just
And
take
the
the,
saltiness and the beautiful.
take the jar and throw it out the window.
Very, very
Actually, no, don't throw it out the window because someone might be unfortunate enough to find it and taste it. Just chuck it in the bin.
Have you ever tried Vegemite? Because that's kind of like the Australian version.
No, I don't think I haven't.
No, I haven't.
That's even worse.
Yeah, that's bad.
Have you tried that one we got you for Christmas yet?
The Guinness one.
Guinness one.
I haven't, no. I'm not going to lie, Peter. I've barely been home because we've been out on the road so much.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You could bring it with you.
Yeah, I could actually. Do you know what? I should.
Don't.
Have you still all the rest of the stuff you got me, though? That's left, so I need to buy.
Back of the cupboard job. That.
100%. I don't know how it would taste, I'll be honest with you. They're both quite bitter things. But right, last one of the day. This is at Iron Man Peter. Maybe you need to take a little bit.
Yeah, Pete, we need a word.
we need give us a DM on that. Favorite shot you've hit on camera?
On camera.
On camera, might be deep cut that and on the spot, but
Oh man, I mean that is tough because
That
there
is
are
tough.
a lot.
the one that springs to mind for me is the golf bidder one. Is that? Did you hit that? The golf. Was
which
it
one?
you? The golf bidder
The
one.
golf bidder one. We've done like a million golf video videos.
It was in the trees, and then you just hoist it up. Was
that was Rick.
That was Rick.
That was Rick in response to a good shot that I hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember.
That's good.
You
That's
had
good, isn't it? Thanks for watching the videos.
You
Kieran.
had
Sorry.
one.
I watched it.
Wow.
That's like 6 years ago.
Weirdly, one that springs to mind that I don't even think it necessarily was, but it was in the match you played against Incy at West Essex, and you hit a shot like out of the bush.
Oh yeah, out the yeah. I do
You were like
remember that
in
one.
the bush,
Yeah.
and you managed to get it like pin high. And
I think that was one that everyone was surprised about.
yeah, oh yeah, but that's the I was assuming that you were. I was filming it in the thought that it was going to just go out to the side, and then when it started to shoot to the green, I was like, okay.
I was pretty surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it.
No, we actually have categorically clear evidence of what is the best shot, or inexplicably the best shot you've ever seen in your life.
Well, I suppose
which
that's
was
true.
the 3-wood at Comporta.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and the best shot, the most unexpected best shot you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, right.
Are you with us now?
Honestly, Kieran,
sorry.
like, your mind is
Again,
mangled right
sorry,
now.
deep cut reference that I've got you. Yeah. Very good. Very good. But I mean, would it be like the other one that springs to mind? Obviously, is the
Hole in one.
I've got a hold of one.
Yeah.
Like, literally
Yeah.
got a hold of one on camera. And the only issue with that is obviously I was filming on my own.
Yeah.
And I couldn't see the bottom of the pin.
yeah.
So it was a bit of a. I would have liked that thing when I saw it going and I just like lost my mind. rather than walking up to the green thinking, "Oh, where's my ball?
Yeah. Let's check the hole.
Have I misclubbed this so badly?" Well, as I was walking up to the green though, I could see the pitch mark,
Oh, right.
and it was in front of the pin. And I
Towards
was
the
like,
pin.
Yeah.
"Oh my god, it's gone in! It's actually gone in!" And it was COVID holes as well, so it was like you could kind of see the top of the ball as they approached.
Right, okay.
So I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!"
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's the best shot. I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, it's
With the COVID holes, that's actually quite surprising it stayed in.
Oh yeah, and the pitch mark was only like maybe that.
It must have hit it flush on
It
the
was
flag or
gone,
something.
boom,
Yeah.
boom.
I absolutely ripped it though. It was a 7-9, but it still was probably soft enough to pitch back and
right,
potentially
okay, so
spin.
it could have gone past and in.
But yeah, like I said, we don't know.
You've had a lot of driven par fours, which have been very good shots, just because you're
just-
immense power.
Easy
Yeah.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
Just a bit boring,
have we
though.
ever made reference to the to that? So was it- Have we made reference to it?
Oh yeah,
so.
that's if you're watching this, that's the 7-9 that had the hole in one
Yeah.
on
Speak
the
to
wall.
this camera. Speak
On
to
the
this
wall. That's the 7-9 on the wall, right there.
Yeah.
That's it there. Held by Blue Tack, if you're wondering.
Yeah, but
And zip ties.
it's taken down every week. Gives a polish.
Making it clean.
And that's
Where the
that's all
private
I've
Is
got.
that it? Is that all the questions
that's
we've
all
got?
I've got for you. We're at. I think we're at quite a nice time.
Wow, hour and 6 minutes. This might be the shortest podcast we've ever done. Wow. More questions. No, I don't think so.
Well, to be honest, we did get a lot of questions about. But I'm pretty sure we touched on it last week, which was the Michael Block, and has it inspired you to do the quest for the Open, which I'm pretty sure we kind of referred to. That was a lot of questions on that.
Right, so I don't know if we actually said it properly. So I've set myself a task because deep down, I still do want to do open qualifying, despite the amount of mental anguish it's caused me in the past. But what I want to do is final qualifying is at Dundonald Links this year. So what I think we should do is we should play Dundonald Links. We're due to be up there. We'll play Dundonald Links. We will see if I can shoot under par off the back tees. And if I can shoot under par off the back tees, then I will enter open qualifying. Because if I can't shoot under par at final qualifying, there's literally no point in even getting through regional. Like, there's just no point. So that's what we'll do.
Okay. No, I like the sound of that.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
100%.
Get off my back.
Yeah, getting off your back.
Maybe next time we'll have more non-golf stuff. Maybe we can delve into Peter Finch a bit more.
Jesus, no, that's not a cave you want to crawl into.
I do.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Wow. I'm going to go see my psychologist. All right. Okay. That's done. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't joined our Discord, you can do. Make sure you check out the description below, both on YouTube and on your favorite podcast provider. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. In the last video on the YouTube channel, we did a giveaway. That's episode 23. So make sure you go back to that. You can enter the giveaway. All the information is at the start of the video. You need to be subscribed to the channel. Give the video a like and have a great week in golf. Just have a great time. Enjoy yourself. Just do
It's meant to
you.
be a lovely weekend of weather as well.
Yeah.
It is.
Go shoot low. Well, hey, why not?
Why
Go
not?
and enjoy some carbonara.
Oh yeah.
What, him specifically? You were just telling everyone.
Well, you know what?
Actually, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
We'll have a catch up about this next time. I'm going to Rome. I'm playing the Ryder Cup course. It's no biggie. It's no dramas. It's fine.
You're live,
It's fine. It's all
Bye.
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 Bye.